Hello everybody, we're 1 week in and I'm checking in to see how you're going. How has your first week been? Let's take a moment to take stock. A real honest look at how you've been going. And just maybe even just close your eyes and get real and truthful and honest with yourself. How have you been doing with your last 7 days of the 30-day program? Did you start well? Did you plan? Did you prep? Did you do your worksheets and visualize who you want to be at the end of the 30 days? And have you been taking steps to make sure you are on track to achieving what you visualize for yourself? Open your eyes. What did you see? How could you improve? Could you improve? Have you been just kicking butt? In all honesty, I have not been kicking butt. I started off well. I did the worksheets. And if you're wondering what worksheets I'm talking about, go back to last Monday. There's a video of a visualization exercise you can do. There's worksheets that go with it. I recommend doing both together, or you can do one, just one, or the other, up to you. But the whole point is to get really clear on the outcome that you would like at the end of 30 days. And to every day remind yourself of what you envisage for yourself at the end of the 30 days. And then to plan and prepare and take steps every single day to keep you on track to reaching your goal at the end of 30 days. Now, from my last week, I should say, I started off really well. I did the worksheets. I was really excited to do the worksheets. I know what a powerful tool they are for me in keeping me on track. I have a visualization board, a dream board, if you like, an action board, some people call it, where I like to have it at my desk, so I look at it every day. Well, I try to remember to look at it every day, because when I remember to look at it every day, that's when it's most powerful. That is the point of it. So we can be reminded, and we have that vision front of mind every single day. So we go to bed and we reflect, how did our day go? How can I improve? What do I see for myself tomorrow? Who am I going to be tomorrow in order to get to the vision I set for myself in 30 days time? So things like a vision board, writing exercises, reading that and having notes on your mirror, even saving it to your phone screensaver, which I suggested, they're all just little prompts to keep the vision alive. And when the vision is alive, we can be sure to take steps that are aligned with the vision that we have for ourselves. And I started off really, really well. Very excited, especially after having a friend here for a couple of weeks and overindulging in some things and underindulging in the other things. I was excited to start afresh. And then I hurt my back at gym. It's a new class, it's overwhelming, it's a group class, it's all 30 seconds high intensity interval training, and some of the things I wasn't sure about, and I wasn't present, I wasn't in my body. I went to do a clean and jerk, and I wasn't braced, I wasn't centered, I wasn't connected to the floor, and I hurt my back. It's an old injury that is easily aggravated if I am not mindful. So I hurt my back, and I've spent Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and today is Monday, rehabbing. And I've also had a house full of guests again, and a very busy social calendar. And whilst I've been walking and bike riding and stretching and doing some yoga, I haven't done as much as I would like. I haven't got my morning routines in place anymore with a house full of people. So it's been a challenge, and that situation isn't really going to change for a couple of weeks. There's always going to be people in my house for the next couple of weeks. So I now have to adjust and figure out how am I going to make it all work? How am I going to make sure I get the time in my mornings to set myself up well for the day? Now, with people in my house, that means I have to leave. I have to go outside and probably across the road to the beach to do my morning meditation, or I'll do a walking meditation or a recorded meditation while I'm riding my bike, and even possibly go to a cafe or the park where I'm alone and uninterrupted to do any journaling that I want to do, or any kind of activity where I need to have my own space and be alone, which is fine. It's beautiful weather here. It's the best season of the year up in Darwin. It doesn't rain, it's not cold. I can do that. So a little adjustment for me, like I'll get up in the morning, I need to take myself out and away from the house and away from the guests and the interruptions that come when you have people staying in your house. It also means for me to be extra mindful about what I'm eating. There's more wanting to go out and eat out, so better choices and having food at home, and so I can say no, I don't want to do that. I'm eating this. I'm on a cleanse, so I'm going to eat cleanly today. You're welcome to join me, or you can add to the plate. You know, just having options where I can still honor myself and my vision for myself, and still be a great host, and look after myself first, and still look after everybody else. I think as a woman too, it's really hard to put ourselves first. So learning to do that is really key for us. It's a great lesson to learn. I think the older we are, the harder it is. It's been so ingrained in us, and putting ourselves first can be challenging. So how do I do that when I've got a house full of guests? That's my job for this week. And how do I manage to still get my work done and keep my business going and still be a great host without being too hard on myself? So that brings me back to my morning routines and why they're really important. They're really important because they set me up for the day. When you've got a lot on your plate, I guess even especially when you've got children, making that time, carving out that time and space for yourself it can be really hard. And as I said, as women, we like to put everyone else first. It's in our hormones, estrogen, the caring, nurturing hormone. There's a reason we've got it. So it makes it hard to put ourselves first, but it's vitally important that we do. Because when we carry such a heavy load, and then we're trying to do something new and something not inside our comfort zone, like this 30-day program, it takes something. So we need to manage our levels of stress. Stress is good when we need it. We need those release of stress hormones sometimes to get things done, or to fly into action. But then we also need the stress to come back down. And the problem with our world today is we have elevated levels of stress, and many of us stay stuck up there, and we don't necessarily bring ourselves back down to a centered and neutral state. In fact, some of us have been there so long, and it could be your busy life, it could be juggling all the things and the deadlines, it could be a trauma response, a very old and deep-seated trauma response that always has you in a heightened state. So learning to bring our stress levels down is so important for many, many reasons, to do with our health. So when we're in a heightened state, it impacts how we sleep, and it can impact whether we are able to shed weight or not. It can impact our concentration. It can suppress our immune system, having continually heightened levels of stress hormones in our body. So you might find that just this 30 days is actually adding a lot to your plate, and it's causing you an increased amount of stress. So what are you doing to bring those levels down, and what are some of the things you can do, easy little things you can do to bring yourself back to a calm state? I'm not sure if you can hear my dog barking in the background. The visitors must be home. 1, get to bed early. Making sure you get to bed early, get your 8 hours sleep or your optimal amount of sleep that you need to operate fully and clear-headedly. So getting yourself to bed early, preferably before 10 o'clock. And then you can wake up early. And the later we wake up, so when we wake up, we activate our cortisol levels. So it's highest in the morning when we need it to get into action, to get things done, to motor us through the day. And as the day goes on, time passes, we go through, our cortisol levels decline. So eventually it's time for bed, and we have low or no cortisol, so we're in a relaxed state and we can easily go off to sleep. However, if you go to bed later and get up later, your cortisol doesn't deplete itself till later, and you keep the cycle going, if that makes sense. So if you want to get up early, you need to get to bed early. And the recommendation is by 10 p.m. So that's one thing you can do for yourself. Have great sleep hygiene. What is great sleep hygiene? It's no screen time, 2 hours or so before bed. So not on your phone while you're in bed. You know, we're all guilty of that. Unless you're putting on a meditation and you're only touching your phone to put on your meditation, and then you're putting your phone back down. If you can, having your phone out of the room so you're not tempted. It's all about taking away temptation. No screen time. Have your room at a nice temperature where you can sleep easily. So not hot. Cooler is better. It's a bit difficult up here where I live in the tropics, but absolutely cooler. That's why if you've got a crappy bed, go out and get yourself a good mattress. You spend a third of your life there. You should be giving yourself the best opportunity for great sleep you possibly can. And also eating a few hours before bed. You don't want to be going to bed on a full stomach. Wherever possible, following those 3 steps. Get to bed at a reasonable hour, no screen time, 2 to 3 hours before bed, and eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. Have a routine that signals to your body that you're ready to sleep. Maybe you put on a yoga nidra, or you put on some meditation music, or maybe you do some yin yoga before you go to bed. But do that routine every night for the next 30 days, and you'll notice that if you struggle to fall asleep, if you put this sleeping routine, this sleep routine in place, in 30 days time, you'll be falling asleep much more readily. In the morning, when you wake up, do you have a morning routine? Maybe you just get up and go for a walk, put your feet on the earth. Maybe you go to gym, maybe you meditate, maybe you journal. But find some things that nourish you and give back to you and set you up calmly for the day ahead. Whatever that is, maybe you go for a bike ride. Things that give back to you, things that nourish you and are just for you in the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. And if you did the worksheets that I talked about last week, you've set yourself up, you have that vision for who you want to be at the end of the 30 days. Go to bed thinking about that, imagining you in 30 days. Mine, I'm more healthy, I'm vital, I'm energetic, I'm clear-headed, I'm notably fitter, stronger, more energized. People are asking me, what have you been doing? This is the vision I've set for myself. I go to bed early. I eat healthy. I love eating the new healthy eating plan I've put in place during the next 30 days. This is all in the 30-day, the worksheets I set out last week. These are the things I envisage for myself, including things I'm giving up. Going to bed late, binging on Netflix, success. I haven't done any of that. Instead, I'm replacing that with reading or writing. Haven't had a chance to yet because I have a house full of guests, as I said, but I am heading in the right direction despite having to contend with an injury, having to contend with a house full of guests, and then me adjusting my routines to make sure I still get what I need. I'm still working the plan. It's not perfect, but we are after progress, not perfection. As I think Maria said yesterday, progress over perfection. So just checking in with you. What are you doing? What else can you do? I highly recommend breathing exercises, even if it's just 30 rounds of deep connected conscious breathing, which I can show you how to do. This is a really great way to bring yourself back to center when you're feeling heightened or stressed. It's one of my tricks. So you close your eyes, you sit tall, take a deep breath in, belly rises. Pull the breath from belly to heart center. Keep breathing in through your collarbones to your base of skull. Keep inhaling and imagining that breath rising to the crown. Gently pause at the top of your inhale, gaze to third eye, and then exhale. Gentle pause, inhale, belly, heart, collarbones, base of skull, crown. Gaze to third eye as you pause. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continuing with that deep, long inhale and exhale for as long as you like. Maybe you do 1 minute, maybe you do 5. You'll be surprised how quickly time goes when you just focus on that long, full, slow, connected breathing. Deeply calming, deeply relaxing, and something I encourage you all to add into your day somewhere, in the morning, in the evening, either or both, or in moments when you feel like you need a break from the world. Come back to your body, come back to your breath, come back to your calm state. For those of us who are extremely busy and constantly in a heightened state, this is a really simple thing you can do to begin to bring awareness to how fast you move, how fast your body is tuned, and seeing if you can bring it back a notch, even just a little notch, to slow down. We know those people who talk fast. They talk a lot, they talk fast, they have an erratic energy about them, a nervous energy or a tightly wound energy, and maybe that's you. This breathing exercise could be the beginning, a really simple beginning for you to learn how to come back to your body and back to your center. And you'll know whether it's you by trying to do that. Maybe you have a response to even the suggestion of doing this exercise. No, couldn't do that. Or maybe you go to close your eyes and it's really hard and you want to fidget and your mind's really busy. That's a really clear sign that you should do this exercise. The more you protest, the more I recommend that you begin to cultivate a really simple breathing routine into your morning and day. And then we can look at building and maybe doing some yoga, or even something like Tai Chi or Qigong. So you can begin to bring yourself down out of that heightened state into a more calm, regulated place. Stress is needed, yes, but it's not where we want to hang out. As I said, it suppresses the immune system. There's more and more research coming out around stress being under many autoimmune diseases, the cause of or at the root of childhood trauma, especially some really big trauma. And you'll find, and I speak from experience because this was me, when you're used to living in a heightened state, being calm and still, and that was me. When it comes to being calm and still, when you've been heightened and dysregulated for years on end, it's a really challenging and difficult space to sit in. And I see it all the time at the front of a yoga class, people unable to close their eyes and focus on their breath. So if this is you, it's not the normal state of being. It's not how our body operates at its best. And consider that stress hormones are in fact addictive, and being calm is uncomfortable because your safe and comfortable place, which your brain thinks is your normal, is a heightened state. You need to rewire your brain so you can begin to bring yourself back to neutral, back to center, and flows locked out, and back to a place of calm. Thus, improving our overall health and well-being. So I'm going to leave it there before Flo starts yelling at me. If you have any questions, please reach out, and I wish you all the very best for a great week ahead. See you.